Hi, my name's Lance, and welcome to Green Flag Auto. And today I have a 2023 Polestar 2, which is an all-electric 5-door liftback produced and designed by Volvo under its sub-brand Polestar. Now today we're going to talk about this vehicle more in depth and go over pricing, mileage, design, ride comfort and quality, and for those of you that may be wondering what it's like to live with on the daily. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope it helps you guys if you're in the market possibly for an all-electric vehicle, as this could be an alternative to any one of its great competitors. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. All right, and I did just want to go in and go ahead and throw in just a special clip, just a thank you, a very warm special thanks to everyone that's watched the videos this far, and to those of you that have subscribed and that are liking the video. So this far, I'm very thankful and appreciative. So thank you guys. Enjoy the video. Now, for those of you who may be wondering, who is Polestar, or what is it? Well, they began in 1996 under Flash Engineering as a Swedish racing team competing in the Swedish Touring Car Championship. The team was later sold and rebranded as Polestar Racing and engineered their own racing Volvos in the late 2000s. In 2009, the brand became partnered to modify existing models under the brand Polestar Performance. Volvo bought the company and brand in 2015. In 2019, Polestar produced its very first model, the Polestar 1. And here we are today with the second model in its current lineup, the Polestar 2. All right, guys, so I'd like to talk performance with you. Now, when it comes to performance on the Polestar 2, keep in mind that this is the front-wheel drive only model. So this is the base Polestar 2. That gives you 231 horsepower coming from a 170 kilowatt electric motor. That is being powered by a 78 kilowatt hour electric motor, battery. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, that is 231 horsepower front wheel drive coming from a 170 kilowatt electric motor, which is being powered by a 78 kilowatt hour battery. So you can opt this vehicle with a more performance-oriented version that gives you two dual motors. So you have two 350 kilowatt electric motors on each axle, still powering the same 78 kilowatt hour battery, or being powered by that still same 78 kilowatt hour battery. 0 to 60 time for that dual motor model is reduced to about 4.5 seconds. For the front wheel drive base model Polestar 2, you're looking at 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds flat. Now just keep those numbers in mind as you're maybe cross shopping or comparing with some of its competition. All right, so in speaking about the styling of the new Polestar, directly off of the website, Polestar did mention that the overall goal of styling for this particular model was to be progressively unique and uniquely progressive, also being quietly distinctive as well. And I think Polestar hit it right on the target in terms of styling and their approach to it. Now, if you notice, there are a lot of styling cues from its former brand Volvo. That's to go without being unsaid that you're gonna see a lot of characteristics from future Polestar, previous Polestar models, still carrying on those same styling characteristics from Volvo. Right off the bat with this model, the Polestar 2, you'll definitely notice the Thor's Hammer signature Volvo headlights. Also, the grille is very similar to the Volvo design as well, with the very forward-facing grille design. And you'll notice here there are also some glossy black slats diagonally along that grille as well, with some glossy black trim down at the bottom. You've got your radar here, as well as a front camera. You've also got some parking sensors down below, as well as fog lamps are standard on this particular model. All right, now moving along to the side of the vehicle, we do have the front wheel drive base Polestar 2, like I mentioned before. So that's gonna come standard with a 245, 4519 Michelin Primacy 4 all-season tire. The 19s do ride really well. They ride fairly well, actually. I haven't had any complaints when it comes to ride comfort and quality of this vehicle whatsoever. There is enough cushioning on that sidewall, 45 series thick sidewall there to kind of absorb some of those harsh impacts as well. Now you can get this vehicle outfitted with an optional 20-inch forged wheel. You would either have to go for the performance pack to get those wheels, and I believe a 20-inch wheel does come standard on the dual motor model as well. So just keep those in mind if you guys are thinking about different wheel options and speccing one of these out. This tester or model here today is finished in snow. I've seen a few other colors that look really well on this vehicle. I was playing around on the configurator on the website, on Polestar's website, and there is a color called Jupiter that is an additional price as an optional paint upgrade, but it looked really cool, and I would imagine that Jupiter paint would go really good with the upgraded gold Brembo brake calipers and the gold seat belts that you do get with the performance pack. Now moving down, Polestar does take the liberty to place or badge what particular battery pack you do have. So you can see here, we have the 78 kilowatt battery with the 170 kilowatt electric motor. Just keep in mind, this is a front wheel drive model. So if this was the dual motor, then obviously that would be the same 78 kilowatt hour battery. But at this point with the dual motor, you would have the 350 kilowatt electric motors. Keep in mind that dual motor is all wheel drive. So you got one up front and one on the rear axle. Now moving to the rear of the vehicle, you'll notice that it's a pretty aggressive stance when it comes to a 5-door liftback. Now looking at the side profile, it might fool you. You might think that this is a 4-door sedan, but in fact it is a 5-door liftback. And just the overall traditional styling, Polestar did keep it very distinctive, and they've also kept it very minimalistic as well. So you're not going to see too many crazy hard lines or hard cut lines when looking at the side profile of this vehicle. Really, at any angle of this vehicle, you're not going to see any of those crazy lines that we've seen in previous trends in the auto industry within the last 10 years. Now, nice, really thick door handles, easy to grab. They are smart access door handles on each of the 4 door handles. So you just simply place your hand behind the handle here, and there's a touchpad on the back that will unlock the vehicle. If you want to simply lock the vehicle, you'll just press the button there, and the mirrors fold in. You get a series of indicator warning flashes, and the vehicle locks. And then just to simply unlock, press your put your hand in the touch sensitive pad behind the door handle, and you'll hear the doors unlock. Very nice looking, stylish vehicle. You guys definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. Personally, I like the design. It's a very traditional style for an electric vehicle. Definitely when talking about most of its competition, you'll notice some of the vehicles such as the Mercedes EQE and the Tesla Model 3, they kind of all have that jelly bean shape, which we all know that's for aerodynamics, to make it as slippery as possible in the wind to get the most amount of range out of the vehicle. Polestar took a different approach. So you guys definitely let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so now looking at the back of the vehicle, you'll first notice the very distinctive light bar in the rear of the vehicle. Now that is a very distinctive design element and cue from Volvo. You'll notice on many of their models, just this overall shape here of the headlight is very reminiscent to me of the Volvo S90. A lot of people kind of refer these as like a lobster claw style taillight. So very reminiscent here of those, still carry on those same Volvo design elements and cues, which to me it looks very nicely on this vehicle, the way that they have it wrapped in the design here, especially with this 5-door liftback. Now, once you do hit the unlock button on this vehicle. You do get a light show, which is really nice. It's a great touch. Notice in comparison to a lot of other electric vehicles in this price point in this category, a lot of the little tricks and gizmos that I've noticed just living with this vehicle for the last few days, those vehicles don't quite offer. So if you guys are into a lot of those little hidden features or those little Easter eggs, the Polestar has quite a few. Now we'll go ahead and get into dimensions when talking about this vehicle, because since we're at the rear of the vehicle, you will notice the lift back design. Now that does add a short deck lid or short overhang here past the rear wheel. Now, like I said, looking at its side profile, you will get hints of like a 4-door sedan type body style. But like I said, I can assure you that this is a 5-door liftback. Now, dimensions of this vehicle with the liftback open and trying to secure some cargo, wondering how much cargo space you have. Well, Polestar gives you about 14.5 cubic feet of volume with the rear seat folded up in its upright position. Now, if you want to go ahead and take that seat and fold it down, that does give you a little bit more cubic space in the rear, from that 14.5 to about 38.7. So a little wiggle room to play with there. There are some other vehicles in this class that offer much more cargo space, so just keep that in mind if you are cross-shopping for this vehicle. Now, because this is an electric vehicle, Polestar does offer or does give you the additional space up front in the front or the front trunk area. That is a generous 1.3 cubic feet. Once again, keep in mind there are vehicles that are compared to this vehicle in this category that do have a slightly larger front or front trunk area, so just keep that in mind. All right, so driving the 2023 Polestar. Well, first thing that I notice is it drives really, really nice. It drives really good. The ride is nice and soft and smooth. It's compliant over bumps and potholes. Pretty much drives like a Volvo. It's no surprise, right? This vehicle shares a lot with Volvo. Looking at some of the instruments in here and a lot of the gear stocks and selectors and buttons, and a lot of it is Volvo, and which is, it's not a bad thing at all. Volvo's a really nice company. They make really nice products, so this isn't any exception. So just right away, once you're entering the vehicle, there is a lot that's reminiscent of a Volvo product, so just be expecting that. A lot of the dash materials and layouts, this really cool carpeted type weave pattern on the dash is really cool. There's some different texturized plastics a little bit beneath that. It's really cool. Definitely some different, textures and materials that I'm not used to seeing in your everyday or your average automobile. So this is it's pretty refreshing. Now, when talking infotainment in the 2023 Polestar 2, you'll notice you have two very large and distinctive screens. You do have a 11.1-inch sensor stack display, and then you have a 12.3-inch digital driver's display. Now, both screens are very nice to look at. The black lighting detail and the black values in both of the screens are really nice, especially in bright, sunny weather. Very easy and eligible, so good job there for the folks over at Polestar. Now, for you end users that may be using this Google-based system, it's very easy to use. Keep in mind there are no HVAC switches or knobs in this vehicle. In fact, there are hardly any hard buttons or switch gear in this vehicle. So that means, folks, everything is controlled through the sensor screen, your HVAC, your radio, your defroster, your heated seats, all of those things where you would normally have physical buttons. Just know that you will be controlling through the sensor screen. Now charging has been a little bit of an issue, and I think that's just mainly just where I'm placed geographically. So in the southern states, there's not really many DC chargers or fast chargers. The Tesla network seems to work pretty great out here, but if you've got anything else or any other manufactured electric vehicle, just keep in mind with the charging situation and a lot of DC chargers, finding a charger that actually works and is able to charge this vehicle up in enough time. Those are some of the key factors to keep in mind with charging. All right, let's talk pricing. So pricing starts for the 2023 Polestar 2. Two options, like stated before earlier in the video. You do have the option of a front wheel drive model and a dual motor model. The front wheel drive is going to start you out at about $48,400. The dual motor high performance model is going to put you back at about $51,900. Now keep in mind, guys, there are some optional packages available when optioning or configuring these vehicles as well. Now there is an available performance pack that you can get on this vehicle. That's going to set you back at about $5,500 if you tick that box for that option. Now that does add, like stated before, the Brembo brakes, but keep in mind, guys, those Brembo brakes are only available to be optioned if you do select the dual motor. You won't get those Brembos if you select the performance pack with the front wheel drive. So the Brembo brakes do come standard only on, optioned as a option on the dual motor for those Brembo brakes. Now with that performance pack, you also get a programming upgrade as well. So it does cater to a lot of the vehicle's electronics. I'm sure in ensuring those quicker 0 to 60 times as well. You get those special color seat belts to match those Brembo brakes. Now there is a plus pack that's going to come in, I believe, roughly at around $3,500. Now that plus pack is probably something that I would option out if I were to go with this vehicle. It does offer a slew of vehicles that you would think would come standard, such as a wireless phone charger. It adds a 13 speaker 600 watt Harman Kardon audio system, which I've heard Harman Kardon is one of the best in the audio in the automotive segment so far. So it adds those features. Now you guys can also go for what I believe they call the pilot pack. Now the pilot pack is going to put you out, I believe, at about $4,400, and that offers a lot of vehicles that I'm surprised this vehicle didn't come standard with, and a lot of that is active safety tech, such as a 360 degree camera. It's going to come with a slew array of active safety sense, such as the rear cross traffic alert with braking as well, pedestrian lookout, as well as a whole array of other active safety features that this vehicle does not actually come with standard. So guys, when shopping or cross shopping for this vehicle and looking for safety, just know that a lot of its competitors do come with a lot of the active safety that they expect you to option out for this vehicle as standard. So those may be one of the things to keep in mind, but definitely, if I were you guys, go for that performance pack. All right, and that about sums up another video on Green Flag Autos. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you like this 2023 Polestar, go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments below. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and in the meantime, check out the channel's Instagram over at Instagram on Green Flag Autos. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lance. You guys enjoy. Take care. Thank you.